It's the top of the hour. Rick Party, Sasha The Diva, and Drea Kelly.
Yes.
What? So listen, this is what we're going to do now. Let's go to the phones right now because people want to talk.
Yeah, they do.
Now listen, I don't know what's on the other end of
Wait,
that
look,
phone.
listen. Right. It's Real People, Real Radio. She get it. She's from Chicago. She got it, okay?
I got it.
I got my sister from the South Side.
That's right.
888-909-1514. Let's chat.
All right. It's Rick and Sasha.
This is Katie from Summerville, South Carolina. After watching the series or whatever, I just want to know what advice would she have to the parents who still haven't gotten their daughters back? Like what would be a good way to encourage them to keep on?
The first thing that I would say is make sure that your conversation is with love.
Okay.
Sometimes with victims, we tend to ask them questions that come off accusatory, like, well, didn't you know? Or what are you doing?
Why did you send your daughter?
Yeah. To get them back, especially, and if they are able to speak with the victims, I'm not sure. Again, I believe what's being said. When you do talk to them, speak with love, like I said, and let them know. A lot of people tell victims, why are you lying? Why are you lying? Right now, you just called me a liar. The way you change that language is, I understand that you're lying because you're afraid, but you don't have to be afraid to tell us the truth.
So when I was watching the parents, I had to turn that around for a second because it does become a blame game. How could you sin? And I said, if it was me and I was 15, 16 and it was Oprah, but a male, it was a male,
right.
Oprah. And I had the opportunity to be with an Oprah and go across the country to get into my craft. I would be begging my parents to let me go. I'm going to be with this person. This is what I want to do. They're going to protect me. And they're talking to my parents and making them feel comfortable that they got me. I got to tell you, I would probably be in that place.
Yes.
It can easily happen.
Yes.
And then once you send your kid, he said, I'm going to take care of her. I have staff. And you believe that.
Yeah, because, we live in a society that is very starstruck and it's about fame. So we're taught about that one moment in time. So I could understand being in that position thinking this is that one moment in time. And what do we need to do to make that happen? And people have to sacrifice and we're going to do what it is. And then you look up and you're in it. And it's like, what do we do now? And people have to give grace for these parents also. Because at our greatest intention, we love our children and we do anything for them. Right. No parent sets their child out to be attacked and eaten by wolves. But now that my child has been bitten, as a parent, I have to take responsibility for putting you in the den. Maybe some of these parents aren't even responsible for saying, you know what? I have to take my part in this. When things did not calculate, when things were not right, I should have stepped up and stopped it immediately. But something in me allowed me to justify it, that now it has gone beyond a point of return.
Wasn't it tough watching the parents at the studios and they called the police and they were trying to get in just to see if the daughter was still there? That was heartbreaking because I'm looking at parents trying to get to their kids.
You know what bothered me the most when I was watching Surviving R. Kelly is that those particular parents, the father said that I figured since it was R. Kelly that he could help my daughter, knowing what, he had done. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come
he's
on.
Still
but that's
R.
what I
Kelly.
was saying. At some point, you have to take responsibility. Loving your child, you would never set them up to be eaten by wolves.
Right.
But at some point, I have to take responsibility and say, but I put you in a position to be bitten.
Yeah.
We're taking your phone calls, 888-909-1514 right now. And I want you to also support and check out Drea's website, officialdreakelly.com.
Hello.
My question is, why wait till 40 years and come out?
Wow.
I mean, why did you stay with him all these years and now you're going to come out and trash the man? I am so sick of these women waiting until they get old and ugly and broke, and then they want to condemn the man.
Ooh.
Come on, if he did all this to you, get out then. And don't tell me you was too scared and you was too that. You liked what R. Kelly had, so you wanted it, and you stayed there. Now you can't have it. Now you out to slaughter him.
So, Cassandra, should there be a timeline when victims can come out? I mean, sometimes...
If you're with someone, you don't need a timeline. Your timeline is your mind.
Ooh.
Get the heck out.
So what do you say to that?
Well, first of all, I have to say you have to be an ugly person to say something so ugly.
Mm.
All right.
That's number one. Secondarily to that, you can't speak of my journey when you haven't walked in my shoes.
Mm-hmm.
There's no time limit on my story.
And
no expiration date on
say,
the experience. So, again, if you've never been in it, it's easy for you to judge from the other side of it. It's just like when they tell women about having a baby. Don't tell me what it feels like when you never push one out.
Right. And I assume that she's talking to all of the women that were on that program.
Yes.
Why do you wait?
But again, you wait because in abuse, you feel powerless. So I have to find my power to be power for the powerless. I have to find my voice first to be the voice for the voiceless. I have to go through my counseling and heal before I can help others to heal. So again, be careful because that you judge, you might be the very one in.
Well, guess what?
So
go ahead.
Let's talk about this.
Yes.
We had this conversation.
Yes, we did. And we have different opinions.
And I said to you, Sasha the Diva.
Yes, sir.
That there should not be a time limit on when victims can speak out. And you disagreed.
I think it should be a time limit because we have to be fair on both sides. We have very vindictive women, too. I'm not talking about you, okay? But women that will come up later, and maybe the dude didn't do anything. And here's these allegations 20, 30 years later, and you destroy everything for this person. Do you understand that part of it?
Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing. I'm very neutral. I understand it from both sides of it because I've done the work and I've done the healing. So I don't take offense to when people say that. But again, because they're not in it, they don't understand.
And then the evidence.
Yeah.
It's 20 years later. So it now becomes your word against his word. And now this person is on the line for the rest of their life. I really do believe it should be some timelines of when you are going to accuse someone of sexual abuse, rape, et cetera, et cetera. It has to be something.
Even if they did do it?
Yeah. I don't believe that there should be a timeline because, again, you have to go through the healing. And again, when you come forward, I will speak for myself.
Okay.
Coming forward was to empower women.
Got it.
I can't empower you if I feel powerless. I cannot help you to live a better life and live for clarity when I don't have clarity about my life and what I've been in.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do the work and understand, why was this man's behavior familiar to me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my grandfather. So I have to be very clear about what's coming out of my mouth before I tell the story, because what allows me to be a victor is that I can take responsibility and say, you know what, Drea, you didn't deserve anything that Robert did to you, but you are fully responsible for how long you let him do it. That's when I got my power back, because then that lets me know you stand up for yourself, listen to that voice, and tell your story, whether one person listens or 1 million people listen, with your knees trembling, your voice cracking, and tears rolling down your face. Tell your story, because guess what? Though it happened 20 years ago, it might be somebody that's going through it right now, today, that needed to hear that to know they're not alone.
Well, I hope I ain't done nothing 20 years ago. Somebody call up here and say I didn't do something.
Yeah,
but that's just my opinion, okay?
Right.
That's my opinion.
It's Rick and Sasha with Drea Kelly for every woman out there.
Real People, Real Radio.